Welcome to Forever Remembered. I'm Elizabeth. Today, we take time to honour the lives of incredible individuals whose impact continues to echo across generations. Through their work, passion, and dedication, they touched countless hearts. Join us as we celebrate their stories from film, music, and culture, preserving memories that will never fade and always inspire. Diane Katon, born on January 5th, 1946, is admired as one of Hollywood's most unique and beloved actresses. She built a career filled with intelligence, charm, vulnerability, and a natural screen presence. She rose to major fame with Annie Hall, a role that became one of the most iconic performances in cinema history. Her portrayal was quirky, honest, funny, and deeply human, earning her an Academy Award and making her a truly distinctive voice in film. Keaton stood out because she never felt ordinary or predictable. In both comedy and drama, she brought emotional depth, quiet strength, and authenticity to every character she played. Beyond acting, she is also known for her individual style, honest personality, and independent spirit. Diane Katon's work continues to inspire audiences, reminding people that true beauty on screen comes from honesty, confidence, and being completely yourself. Dayne is remembered as a talented actor whose strength went far beyond the screen. Best known for his beloved role on Grey's Anatomy, he became a familiar face to millions through his charm, confidence, and emotional performances. Born on November 9, 1972, Eric built a career shaped by dedication, resilience, and a deep love for storytelling. In his later years, he spoke openly about living with ALS, showing honesty and courage during an incredibly difficult journey. Even as the condition affected his physical strength, his spirit, voice, and passion remained powerful. Those close to him knew him as a devoted family man who loved his wife and daughters deeply. He continued to work with grace and determination, proving that courage is not about avoiding struggle, but facing it with dignity. His final screen work in Euphoria stands as a reminder of his lasting talent. Dayne passed away at 53, leaving behind a legacy of courage, love, and unforgettable performances. Rapper and songwriter Gwendelyn Chisum passed away in Atlanta at the age of 66 after a brief illness. She is remembered as a pioneering voice in early hip-hop and a co-founder of the group The Sequence, a hip-hop trailblazer. With The Sequence, Chisum helped open doors for women in rap. Their 1979 song Funk You Up became a historic release and helped prove that female hip-hop artists had a powerful place in the music industry. Her lasting influence, her work continued to inspire later generations, with artists across popular music drawing from the sound she helped create. Gwendelyn Chisum's legacy lives on through her music, her impact, and her role in shaping hip-hop history. Valerie Perne, the acclaimed actress known for her striking screen presence, passed away at her home in Los Angeles at the age of 82. Cause of death: she died due to complications related to Parkinson's disease, marking the end of a memorable and respected chapter in Hollywood history. Superman fame Valerie is best remembered as Eve Teschmacher, Lex Luthor's glamorous assistant in Superman, and Superman 2, a role loved by many fans. A versatile career. She also earned an Academy Award nomination for Lenny and appeared in films like The Last American Hero, Slaughterhouse-5, and Can't Stop the Music. Remembering her legacy. Valerie Perne will be remembered for her charm, emotional depth, and unforgettable performances that left a lasting impact on Hollywood cinema. Alan Jackson's career spans more than 4 decades, making him one of country music's most respected voices. With over 80 million records sold and hit songs, his music has become part of American culture. In recent years, he has shared that he lives with a hereditary neuropathy condition that affects his balance, which he continues to manage while still appearing on stage when possible. Instead of fully retiring, he has adjusted his pace and continues performing limitedly, staying connected to the music he loves. His journey reflects resilience, family, and staying grounded through change. To understand his path, we return to his beginnings in a small Georgia town where music first shaped him. Early life in Newnan, Georgia. Alan Jackson was born in 1958 in Newnan, Georgia, where life was simple and closely tied to family. He grew up in a modest home built by his father, sharing space with his siblings and learning early what it meant to live with little. Money was often tight, but his upbringing was rich in faith, values, and togetherness. His parents worked hard to provide stability, and those lessons stayed with him. In later years, he described his childhood as grounded rather than lacking. Small town life, church gatherings, and everyday struggles shaped his understanding of storytelling. These early experiences later became the foundation of his music, giving it a sense of honesty that continues to connect with listeners. Discovering music in childhood. Alan's connection to music began early, shaped by church hymns and country radio. He grew up hearing songs that carried emotion and storytelling, which quietly influenced his own sense of rhythm. At 12, he received his first guitar, a simple instrument that sparked his curiosity. He spent hours practicing alone, slowly learning chords without formal training. Music was not about fame at that time, but about expression and comfort. He found inspiration in classic country sounds that emphasized storytelling and emotion. Those early moments of practice and listening built a foundation that would later define his style. Over time, music became more than a hobby. It became a natural part of who he was and how he understood the world. Early adulthood and building a life. Alan Jackson's early adulthood was marked by uncertainty and steady work in jobs like retail and construction, while he pursued music on the side. After school, he focused on earning a living and building stability. During this time, he married his high school sweetheart Denise, and they began a modest life together filled with hope and patience. Money was limited, but their partnership remained strong. Music stayed close, though still far from a career, and he performed occasionally in small local settings. These years were not glamorous, but they shaped his discipline and persistence. They also taught him the value of holding on to dreams, even when progress felt slow, setting the foundation for the decisions that would eventually lead him toward Nashville. The move to Nashville. In 1985, Alan Jackson and his wife moved to Nashville in search of a music career. They arrived with limited resources, no strong industry connections, and a collection of songs he had written over time. Life in Nashville was difficult, as the city was filled with aspiring artists competing for limited opportunities. To support themselves, they worked regular jobs while Alan continued writing and performing in small venues. He also took work in the music industry in a non-performing role, staying close to the environment he hoped to enter. Despite repeated rejections from record labels and publishers, he kept refining his craft. These years tested his patience and belief, but also strengthened his determination. Each setback became part of the path that would eventually lead to his breakthrough. Breakthrough into country music. A turning point came when Denise met country legend Glen Campbell during a flight and shared Alan's music with him. Campbell listened to the demo and recognized something special in his voice and songwriting. He helped pass the music to industry contacts, which led to interest from record labels. Soon after, Alan signed his first major record deal, marking the start of his professional career in country music. His debut album introduced him to a wider audience and gained attention for its traditional sound and honest lyrics. Rather than overnight success, it was a steady rise of persistence and authenticity. This moment marked the shift from struggling artist to recognized performer, opening doors that had been closed and setting the stage for success in the 1990s. Rise in the 1990s. The 1990s marked Alan Jackson's rise as a leading voice in country music. His early albums produced hit songs that resonated with audiences who valued traditional storytelling. Upbeat tracks and emotional ballads helped define his style. At a time when country music was shifting toward pop influences, he chose to remain rooted in classic traditions, earning respect and a loyal fan base. His songs reflected everyday life, making them relatable across generations. As his popularity grew, he began selling out concerts and receiving major awards. By the end of the decade, he had established himself as both a successful artist and a key figure in preserving traditional country music for future listeners. The era also solidified his reputation as a consistent hitmaker whose songs became staples on radio and at live events across the United States. Staying true to tradition. Alan Jackson's approach to country music was defined by his commitment to tradition during periods of change in the industry. While many artists blended country with pop and rock, he focused on storytelling, classic instrumentation, and everyday themes. This approach set him apart from trends, but earned respect from fans who valued authenticity. He rarely entered public debates about the genre, preferring to let his music speak. His songs reflected gratitude for simple moments, family, and personal history. Over time, this consistency made him a symbol of stability in country music, bridging earlier generations with newer artists who later drew inspiration from his work. This helped define his lasting influence in the genre. A Song for a Nation. After 9/11, after September 11th, 2001, Alan Jackson wrote a song reflecting the emotional impact felt across the United States. Rather than focusing on politics, it centered on personal experiences and questions people asked in the aftermath. It described everyday moments interrupted by tragedy and the struggle to understand what had happened. The simple lyrics allowed listeners to connect with their own memories of that day. When performed publicly, it received a strong emotional response from audiences still processing the events. It became one of his most recognised works, not through commercial strategy, but because it captured shared grief and reflection. The song remains an important part of his career, showing his ability to translate national emotion into personal storytelling. Family, love, and loss. Throughout his life, Alan Jackson has emphasised family as the centre of everything he does. He and his wife Denise built a strong partnership that supported both personal life and career challenges. They raised 3 daughters, focusing on keeping their upbringing as normal as possible despite fame. Over the years, the family experienced both joyful milestones and difficult moments, including the unexpected loss within the family that deeply affected them. Through these experiences, they relied on each other for strength and support. Alan has often spoken about how family remains more important than success or recognition. Even at the height of his career, he prioritised being present for his children and grandchildren. His story reflects not only a musical journey, but also a commitment to maintaining strong family bonds through life's highs and lows. Living with a health challenge. In recent years, Alan Jackson has been open about living with a hereditary neuropathy condition that affects his balance and movement. The condition has gradually changed how he approaches performing, leading him to adjust stage routines and reduce physical demands. Despite these challenges, he continues to value performing and remains connected to his audience. Rather than focusing on limitations, he has emphasized adapting and continuing what he loves in a sustainable way. His honesty about his health has helped raise awareness of the condition, showing that public figures can speak openly about personal challenges. While it has required adjustments, he continues to focus on family, music, and meaningful moments rather than setbacks. His approach reflects resilience and acceptance, balancing health realities with passion for music. Legacy of a country music icon. Alan Jackson's legacy in country music is defined by authenticity, consistency, and respect for storytelling. Over a career spanning decades, he has influenced countless artists and helped preserve traditional country sounds during industry change. His songs continue to be played across generations, connecting listeners through shared experiences of love, loss, and everyday life. Beyond awards and record sales, his impact lies in the emotional honesty of his music. He has shown that success does not require abandoning roots, and that staying true to personal values can create lasting influence. As his career continues at a slower pace, his body of work remains a reference point for fans and musicians. His story reminds us that true legacy is built not only on achievement, but on remaining genuine over time.